Have you ever wondered how people choose what they buy and how investors might properly facilitate the sale of their listings? Generally, what is the buyer's process when buying a property? Going from being unaware that the investor's property even exists to making an offer, closing, and becoming a great testimonial. As stated in other videos, it is one thing to find a property that's a good deal and entirely another thing to sell it. Many can buy, but very few can sell. One can usually tell if an investor has never been formally trained as a marketer if they can't sell the property and end up renting the property or taking a huge loss.
Let's use the following example. Isn't it true that before we can sell a property, we must find a way to make our target buyers aware that we have a property for sale by going to the target buyer using any medium that the target sees, reads, watches, or listens to, such as TV, radio, newspapers, etc. And the target, in turn, has to be able to understand or comprehend what we're trying to sell to them. Furthermore, the target buyer must really like our property and feel that our property is the one they want over all the other properties in their desired location and price range. And then they have to take a positive action and purchase our property. This whole process is better summed up through a theoretical marketing concept developed in 1961 by Robert Lavage and Gary Steiner called Hierarchy of Effects. The process by which a buyer takes a series of 6 steps or 3 stages through which a buyer is presumed to go in reaching a decision about whether or not to purchase, in this case, an investor's property for sale. Learning this process will help the real estate investor to be a better marketer, resulting in quicker and larger profits.
These 6 steps include awareness, knowledge, liking, preference, conviction, and purchase. The sequence described in which the target buyer responds positively to the investor's message can be described as think, feel, and do.
When applying the 6 steps in the hierarchy of effects model to the recent example, awareness, the target buyer is aware the property is for sale and their attention is focused on the property for sale. Knowledge, the investor conveys relevant information about the property, and the target buyer engages in the content of the ad and processes what is being presented and offered by the investor. Liking, the location, price, and attributes are all in line with the target buyer's desires. Preference, the buyer prefers the investor's property over all the other properties for sale. The buyer had their choice of a number of properties but prefers this property. Conviction, created when the investor offers a sales promotion with the seller paying all closing costs. And finally, purchase. The target buyer takes action and writes an offer.